Welcome back to Wing Wong Wednesday.
What are derps?
Like the video.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Before I say a single thing about Shannon Sharpe today, I would just like to remind you all that this man is in his mid-50s, okay? I had a hard time even determining where I wanted to start with this story, but I'm just gonna tell you what Shannon Sharpe shared on his own Twitter account. I want you to imagine for a second, because this is very likely, that you have no idea what is going on with Shannon Sharpe on any given day, and you went on his Twitter account and you saw that he posted this. 2 days ago, on April 25th at 2:32 p.m. my time, statement by Lanny J. Davis, counsel to Shannon Sharpe. Quote, I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me.
Oh my God.
Shannon Sharpe posted this to his Twitter account 2 days ago. No context whatsoever given. There is a lot more. Gabriella Zuniga in a text message to Shannon Sharpe, October 7th, 2023, quote, I know you missed this big juicy ass $25,000 for each cheek.
What the fuck, yo? God damn!
Now, once again, imagine being me, just going to check and see what Shannon's up to on any given day on his Twitter account. I don't know why he's posting these explicit messages via his legal counsel on his Twitter from this girl apparently that's sending him this nasty business. But the statement continues. This lawsuit filed by Gabriella and orchestrated by her attorney Tony Busby is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. Now, why didn't the statement start with that? Why am I jump scared with these graphic messages between this random chick and Shannon Sharpe before I even know what it's about? Why would you post this to your Twitter?
Wing Wong.
It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed. In her effort to extract a large financial settlement, Ms. Gabriella presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of a consensual sexual encounter. We believe this video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. Ms. Gabriella has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. To set the record straight, we're releasing several of her own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature. So Shannon Sharpe's legal defense is to go on his personal Twitter account that has millions of followers and post explicit text conversations from this girl to him to get ahead of the story that Shannon Sharpe forced himself on some random woman that none of us have ever heard of. I feel like I'm in an episode of Better Call Saul. There is no way that Shannon Sharpe informed ESPN or talked to anybody that works at Disney or talked to anybody in his family, and they came to the conclusion that it was a good idea to post these disgusting text messages to his public Twitter profile to get ahead of the public perception of this lawsuit. If anything, it's just going to make it worse. Contrary to the allegation she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd of 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek. Dog, I don't even want to know what this means. Is it about paying for a new butt? $25K per cheek? Is it about something that he's supposed to do to her butt? $25,000 per cheek? I don't know, but why do I know this? Shannon Sharpe is supposed to be a dude that talks about sports on TV. Why do I know about this? Here are a few more messages that were posted to Shannon Sharpe's Twitter account in this statement. These are allegedly from Gabriella, who he had a consensual adult relationship with. They want to be very clear about that. This is what she is saying. Text from Gabriella to Shannon Sharpe, November 23rd, 2023. I want to put my tongue in your asshole and then marry you. Text from Gabriella to Shannon Sharpe, January 12th, 2024. That's my daddy. I want you to put a big black baby in me. There has to be a better way than this. There has to be a better way legally to defend yourself from defamation or bad allegations than posting these explicit messages to your public Twitter profile. It's insane behavior. This is
Wing Wong
behavior. Now, at the time of recording, this statement put out by Shannon Sharpe on his Twitter has been viewed 13 million times. Why would you want people to know that you are talking to women like this? Because there's no way that Shannon Sharpe is just treating this woman like a nice, friendly, God-fearing Christian gentleman, and she is just unprovoked sending him messages like this. I was not born yesterday. Now, according to reports, according to the actual lawsuit, to be more specific, this girl met Shannon Sharpe in 2023 when she was 19. 19 years old. The Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe allegedly is talking to a teenager as early as 2 years ago.
Wing Wong.
We are not talking about the allegations. They're just allegations. Everybody deserves their day in court. What I am here to tell you is that a 50-year-old man, a 50-year-old Shannon Sharpe, trying to get it in with late teens, early 20 girls, disgusting, disappointing, shameful. What happened to Shane? Grow up. Now, I want to be fair, okay? I'm not saying that Shannon Sharpe isn't allowed to hook up with 20-somethings. What I'm saying is, why do we have to know about it? If you don't put yourself in these situations, if you don't make these public statements, if you aren't fooling around with random kids, and I'm gonna call them kids, they're younger than me, then we wouldn't even be here. Yo,
Wing Wong.
I hate to say this, it gets worse. It wasn't enough for him to put a statement out. He also posted a video. Shannon, why?
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
Why would you make the statement and the video? Just do one or the other. It's like you just want as many people to know about this as possible. If anybody asks you, just link them to the statement. Or don't do the statement and just do this video.
This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men.
Trying to turn this into a we need to rally behind black men that are being targeted like this is crazy. This could happen to literally any famous person. It happens to famous people all the time. Girls try and trap them with stuff like this. And I'm not trying to say that this girl's lying because I don't know that. But what I'm saying is you could avoid situations like this by, I don't know, going on normal dates, having a normal girlfriend, having a wife, settling down, not being a creepy 50-year-old man. But I digress. Okay, I don't like the whole Tony Busby targets black men thing. That is irrelevant to the situation. Also, it disgusts me that he even brings up Jay-Z because Jay-Z just had something like this happen to him. And you know what Jay-Z didn't do? Jay-Z didn't go through all this extra work. Jay-Z just went out and said, okay, so this is obviously a lie. I'm gonna defend myself. The truth will come to light. That's all you have to do. Or alternatively, you could do nothing. Nothing. But instead, we get this.
And I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
My Lord in heaven, I don't even want to know how this 30-second clip from this sexual encounter is going to play into stereotypes. God, please never let this video find its way to me.
That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out.
Never in all my years on this beautiful blue and green ball of ours did I think that somebody would think it was a good idea to ask somebody to release a 10-minute sex tape of them. Why is this happening? How is Disney and ESPN, how are they going to justify keeping this man on their payroll? It's insane. Why would you say this? Why not have your lawyer tell him that? Why not tell him that personally? Why not email somebody this? Why are you publicly on Twitter daring somebody to release a 10-minute tape of you? Why? We're not even a year removed from Shannon Sharpe accidentally filming at least an audio recording of him doing the business on IG Live. In what kind of business can you have this type of public situation and there be no consequences to your employment whatsoever? I would like to once again reiterate that this girl could be lying, she could be telling the truth, but that's not the point. Shannon Sharpe did not have to make these posts on Twitter. Posting her explicit messages towards you and then going on camera with your face on camera, on a microphone, on camera, and saying, release my sex tape, I dare you. What are you doing? I'm gonna crash.
I don't have it, or I would myself.
You don't mean that. You would not release the tape yourself. That's insane. Why would you say that? 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 Why would you say that?
You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans.
Admitting that it was a girl from OnlyFans is crazy. And this is not to demean anybody that's in that business, but the fact that you are actively trying to let people know exactly what her name is and where to find her internet profile. First of all, this is obviously gonna gas that girl up. Like her number's about to go crazy. She's probably about to make more in the next couple days because of this video than she might have ever made off of a settlement with you, Shannon. I don't know why you would shout this girl's own fans out. What are you doing? Why are you going out this sad?
Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
This is what brain rot due to too much online activity will do to somebody. You want to talk about a situation that did not have to be taken to the internet? This is it, at least in this fashion. Listen, I can only imagine what it's like to have to deal with the level of public fallout and shame that comes with somebody trying to hit you with a lawsuit like this. Shannon Sharpe is the type of person that does not take injustice sitting down. Him and I are similar that way. When I feel like I've been wrong, the first thing I'm gonna do is make a therapy podcast about it. Y'all know that about me. But on my op soul, I would never in my life come out and publicly put myself in a position like this to embarrass myself and my family by actually publicly stating that my best legal defense is to say, why don't you go ahead and release the whole tape of me? I would do it myself, but I don't have it. Also, here are the freaky things that this 20-year-old has been sending to me. Why? Usually when it comes to
Wing Wong Wednesdays.
I spend 15, 20, 25 minutes going through multiple stories talking about a bunch of different ridiculous things that I saw on the internet, but this has taken up so much of my headspace today, it is truly upsetting to me. I cannot believe that in the year of our Lord 2025, Skip Bayless actually has a better public reputation than Shannon Sharpe right now. I think I would rather be Skip Bayless and probably be sitting on a couple $1 million and nobody really be talking about me anymore than to be Shannon Sharpe and be side by side with the face of ESPN and being out here feeling like the best way to defend myself is telling people to release the tapes. It is so disappointing. It is so embarrassing on so many different levels. I used to want to work for ESPN. I used to want to be the face of ESPN. I used to want to talk about sports on TV for a living. And the fact that Shannon Sharpe continues every few months to have the most embarrassing public shenanigans surrounding his name. Again, I cannot stress this enough. This is at least the second time something like this has happened. Way back in the day, Shannon had a weird case that a lot of people decided to just kind of sweep under the rug, and we're not even going to get into that because I thought that it wasn't relevant at all. But then we have a situation with the Michelle character on the Instagram Live. Now we have this situation too, and it's starting to paint the picture of a guy that just can't settle down, and I mean that in every sense of the phrase. This man has got to be chronically online. He either hasn't found love or used to have it and is now no longer interested in finding it for whatever reason. He's had multiple people come on his show, Club Shay Shay. I think it was Monique. I think it was Cat Williams trying to tell him to settle down, find a good woman around his age, and he refuses to do it. I'm not here trying to take money out of a black man's pocket, take food off a man's table, but I am telling you, I don't understand how ESPN continues to tolerate this. I'm not gonna hold you. It is insane. It is such a bad look for ESPN, for Disney, for that network. People are already accusing them of not knowing ball and never taking anything that they're talking about seriously, and now we get just another scandal. If I am Shannon Sharpe, I am deleting the initial statement, the wall of text from his counsel with all the explicit messages. I never would have posted the video. I might have sent that video to the people it's intended to, maybe friends, family, colleagues, whoever at ESPN, and Tony Busby and the chick or whoever else. This is another textbook example of the Streisand effect. I promise you there are millions of people who wouldn't have known about this if you didn't make it public. My God, you just didn't have to do it this way. Everybody is so obsessed with being an influencer and being a brand and not just being part of a company, but being the company, man. And I'm telling you that we all just wish that we could tap into First Take, tap into Club Shay Shay, see them chop it up about sports, tell a couple personal stories, and then get out of there. I know way more about Shannon Sharpe than I want to, and now you do too, but that is his fault, okay? Shannon Sharpe is the ultimate
Wing Wong.
Find love, find God, find a good woman that's at least within, 15, 20 years of your age. Stay off IG Live, stay off Twitter for a bit, lock in on work, Try and preserve your career. Try and preserve what reputation you have left. I don't know, man. Find God. That's all I got for you all today. I'm sorry. I wanted to do a normal
Wing Wong Wednesday.
but Shannon Sharpe is the single most.
Wing Wong of the day.
Love you. Mean it. Spread the bread. Enjoy the outro. My God.
Crack in my windshield, I'm pissed off. If you a hater, get lost.
Get lost.
Yeah, it's my show and I'm in charge. Don't eat lemon pepper wings, but I'm the big boss. Please cut me slack, man, need a discount. About to jump off the roof, that's a dismount. I'm just playing.
I'm okay.
Okay, but like, are you though?
Sorry for the pause, that's awkward. Start a podcast, cause I knew I was a talker. Yeah, my girl love me, but she's sick of my voice. And you know I'm pro-choice, so she do what she want. Why they hate when I get political? I'm a deep thinker, that's critical. Way too serious for a dude not getting paid. Man, I really need a shave. You know what sucks? Most of season 2 a day. Taking shots, but I skip out on the bar. Every single show, I swear I wanna raise the bar. Hope you listen close so you never miss the bar. Say the same thing, but I'm still going.